guys, Marian here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my favorite series of videos that I make on here, which is my best toy series. I've been doing this since my older son was 3 months old. He's now 4.5, and I absolutely love reviewing toys and giving some thoughts to you guys if you're looking to invest for your kids or just buy a friend a birthday present, because I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2 little boys, so making sure we have toys that engage them, help them with learning, as well as their fine motor skills, and all of that is really important to me. Helping kids learn and play, especially on their own, is huge. I love this topic, so I'm so excited to launch into this next one in the series, which is the best toys for 3-year-olds. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up to let me know, and hit that red subscribe button down below to see more videos like this. And of course, you can always follow me on Instagram to see a day-to-day what we're playing with and loving. And before we get started, everything will be linked below in the description, so just click expand or make this bigger and you'll see all the links. I think almost all of them are Amazon. So like I said, I have 2 little boys, but all of these toys are really gender neutral. Maybe 1 or 2 of them would be specifically for a boy, but I don't think so. I think they really are for boys and girls, especially at this age. But what I really focused on was what toys were played with most by my 3-year-old when he was 3, and now that my 2-year-old is getting into that stage, what are the really long-lasting ones and what ones really pique their interest, as well as which ones help with independent play. This is really huge for me. It's a topic I talk about a lot, but I don't want to be in there constantly helping them. So for example, my 4-year-old loves the Disney movie Cars, and he has a lot of these like elaborate tracks which he loves, but they constantly need me to come in and like fix the track and do this and do that, and it drives me bananas, but also it doesn't help him get into his like imaginary world. Even though he loves cars, he loves playing with cars, they're definitely a good investment, but just the track, for example, trips me up. So these toys are ones that they can manage totally on their own and they'll love. Okay, so let's get started with the first one, and that is dress up. So I think especially for boys, we forget that they love to dress up and play pretend. It's something, especially for my kid who's really wasn't into that sort of imaginary play. Once we got this for my younger son, he then got super into it. So this is just a fireman, a little dress up toy. It comes with a jacket, a megaphone. It actually has, I think, 1 or 2 more accessories somewhere. And the hat, of course, which is really sturdy. I don't know if you've ever gotten one like free at a birthday party at a fireplace. This is different. This is much sturdier. But it's Melissa and Doug. Highly recommend. I don't think a day goes by that my boys are not dressing up like firemen and running around the house putting out fires. Okay, next up, I want to mention a really quick toy that's pretty new to us, but I've been sharing about it on my Instagram. This is a fidget toy. It's a bubble popper. You probably have seen it going around online as well because it's like super popular right now. It's addictive. I love fidget toys personally. Fidget toys, by the way, if you don't know, are to help kids calm down because kids have so much energy. So for example, if they need to sit in class and maybe do something quietly with their hands, there's some toys like this that exist. But this one we use just day to day, and I also keep a set in my car. I found it's really a really good car seat toy, as well as like if we need to wait, you know, at the doctor's office or something like that. There's something about popping little bubbles that's just like a really addictive repetitory behavior, but a good one, if that makes sense. So it kind of helps them calm down and just do something with their hands to keep busy. I actually used this recently when my son was really upset and having a tantrum in the car. I didn't say anything, but I just handed it to him and he calmed down because he had something to like put that energy in, you know? So anyways, I love these. They're like 2 for $15 on Amazon. I'll link it for you. I'll link everything for you. Love these. Okay, next up, continuing with the dress up theme, these are the Joey and Julia toys. These are actually also Melissa and Doug. They do have, I believe, like a princess version, a little bit of a girlier version, but we have Julia and her pal Joey, and they have these stands that they can stand on, but what they are is they're magnetic dress-up dolls. So the clothes and things are actually magnets and they stick to them. So all the characters that they are, which I really love this about like the whole boy-girl thing, are like astronauts and doctors and superheroes, and there's no, you know, male femaleness about it. It's really, really nice, and these have lasted us, I think I've had these for 2 years now. The boys love playing with them. They love sometimes like being silly and putting on crazy outfits for them, as well as just finding the actual matches and doing the real outfits. I don't know if you can see, but it comes with a lot of different outfits. Julie actually comes with more than Joey, but there's tons, and you can sort of intermatch them if you want. So my boys love these. It's really nice for, especially if you do have a boy that doesn't like playing with dolls, but still likes some of that element, you know, you still want to kind of encourage that imaginative play and matching and magnets and dress up and all of that. I love this toy. Okay, next up is one from my best friend who's a preschool teacher, so she knows what she's talking about, and these are Alphabots. I've mentioned them on here before, but they are little toys that are I have the whole alphabet, and then each one can be shaped into a robot. So it's another like good little fiddly toy for their hands. This is one I'll definitely like bring with to restaurants and car trips and things like that, because they can spend a really long while flipping each one from a robot to an alphabet. And then also my sons just love playing with the letters themselves and making words and silly words and things like that. So it's one of those toys that can be really expanded on from what it is. But the whole fine motor skills and flipping each one to a robot they love, and it was just such a favorite. Like as soon as they got it, this was one of their favorite toys. Okay, let's talk staples for a moment. I think a lot of you guys probably know about these kind of things, but just in case, like if there's maybe some grandparents watching that aren't in the know, these are my absolute like must-have for kids as they're growing and playing. And the first one is Magnatiles. Magnatiles are expensive. They're an investment toy. I think they come out to like $1 a piece is how it works out or something. But I always ask like grandparents and things for these for holidays and birthdays, because they are probably like one of the longest lasting, most used toys at every age. But 3-year-olds are so perfect for these because they can really build in the way that 2-year-olds, you know, are struggle with and are still learning. And Magnatiles are really great because of the magnets. You can build some really amazing creations that regular blocks just wouldn't do. So we love to build parking garages and castles and all kinds of things. You can also put them on anything that is magnetized. So we have a little magnet board in our playroom so they can build vertically and all that. But I love Magnatiles, but absolutely an amazing piece of any playroom. And speaking of which, the other side of that, it's just a set of wooden blocks. This is the Melissa and Doug one. We got it for Hanukkah, and I wasn't sure how much my boys would play with it, but they have so much. So especially a 3-year-old, again, really can build, you know, that first year that they can really use their hands to do what their mind wants. So these have been car tracks for us, and we've built a zoo, we've built a castle, like I said, just anything. But I was so amazed at how much they were into building. My 2-year-old actually was very into these as well. There's ramps and things, so this is just an amazing investment set, and again can be included with any toy that they like to play with. So like for my son, he loves cars, so now it's part of our car world. So yeah, of course, wooden blocks, a classic, but I just love sharing that set because it's $60, Melissa and Doug, and I hope it'll last us forever. Okay, next up, let's continue to talk about cars, and I want to talk about this track set. This is from Way to Play. This is an expensive one, so just talk about it really quickly. But what's nice about these, I was mentioning earlier how tracks like drive me crazy because I have to do them. They constantly break apart, and also they're huge, so like to store them is just a nightmare. Anyway, so what's nice about these Way to Play ones is, as you can see, they're like floppy flippy, so you can just stack them up, and then the pieces fit together like this. and they can go outside, they can go in the bath, they're like totally weatherproof, waterproof, etc. So the kids can be really imaginative because they're flexible, they can go up and down. But this is the smallest set. I think it comes with maybe less than 20 pieces, but it was like $40 or something. I'll link them below. They're always sold out of the smallest set, but I would recommend if you have a car lover and the tracks drive you crazy, it's probably worth checking out maybe just the smaller set, see how your kids do with them. Okay, next up I want to mention a game. This is the Monkey Around game. At 3 is the perfect age here when kids can really start playing with games. And what's great about this one is there's no winners and losers, but it's not a complicated game. So each of these little discs has an activity. So either it's together or apart. You either do it, with the person you're playing with or by yourself. So this one says, give a big hug. The next one, here's a solo one. Balance the banana on your head and walk backwards. So they're all different things to do. Here's the banana, that's some of the activities talk about using. And then there's a little board, if you can see at the bottom, with a tree. And each time you do an activity, you just put the little circle on the tree, and the goal is to fill up the tree. So you work together at it, but it's the perfect starter game for kids. If your kids haven't, learned to play board games, of course, yet, that's a great starter one. Okay, and then last but definitely not least, I wanted to share our Counting Bears. So this is a toy you'll find in preschools, Montessori style learning, all of that. We have it in our home. It's not expensive. $20 for this set. And it comes with these cups as well as a ton of bears, 60 matching color bears. And they're just these little bears like this. First of all, they just feel good in your hand. That's like a thing with toys. You just want it to feel good when you're playing with it. It doesn't feel cheap or anything. They feel nice to play with. It also has this little tongs that the kids can develop their motor skills picking up the bears. So there's tons of learning activities that can be done with these, like color sorting and counting and patterns and all of that. But with my kids, especially at 3, they just love playing with the little bears. It's so nice to have a big set of little creatures that they can put into their imaginary worlds, or just they just love filling up the cups and dumping them out and that sort of play. So I haven't really instructed them with this toy yet, or done make a pattern like this. I just let them do those things on their own. If I was homeschooling them, I definitely would, and I know in their preschool they use it for something like that. But my kids just love to play with it. So this is also a great little toy to kind of pack with you if you're going on a vacation or something. But it's a huge crowd favorite here. I'll link it, of course. There's a bunch of different ones on Amazon, but this one is my favorite. My friend had it and recommended it. Okay, so those are my top toys for 3-year-olds. I hope you guys liked this video and found some fun toys for your kids that you're shopping for. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, hit that red subscribe button down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!